Hello there! Welcome back to Finance Wisdom. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to start investing in Bitcoin for beginners 2022. When Bitcoin fell, many people bought Bitcoins, and now the price of Bitcoin is about $3,000. If you had invested in Bitcoin only 2 years ago, you might have easily doubled your money. The issue is, how do you go about purchasing Bitcoin? I get what you're saying. A large number of movies detailing how to delete Bitcoins may be found on the internet, but let's be honest, the majority of these films do not provide answers to the fundamental problems. I'm wondering how I can purchase Bitcoin securely, where I can acquire my private keys, and why we even need a private key in the first place. I'm also wondering where I can keep my Bitcoins. How do I know it's secure? Why do they constantly get hacked? And a million more concerns that most of these films don't solve. So, here's your step-by-step tutorial on how to begin investing in Bitcoin safely. Now, the screenplay was written as quickly as possible, but it will take long for this video to be uploaded since our motion designers will take forever to create these wonderful animations. So, please show your support for them by giving this video a thumbs up on YouTube. Before you purchase Bitcoin, you must first determine where you will keep them. If you have a few $100s, for example, you could keep them in your wallet. If you have a large sum of money, you might need a safe, or you could simply keep them in a bank and use your debit card to access that money. Because Bitcoin is a decentralized system that cannot be hacked, you will need to download the entire history of Bitcoin transactions to your computer or hard disk before you can create your wallet. You can download the entire history of Bitcoin transactions by visiting bitcoin.org. To create a wallet, go to bitcoin.org and click on Create Wallet. Choose your operating system and install more than 300 megabytes of blockchain software on your computer. Wishing you the best of luck. Once you have installed it on your computer, it will automatically produce a file named wallet.dat, which will serve as your wallet. When you open it, you will see a randomly created code which serves as your address. If someone wants to give you Bitcoin, they may do so by using that address. Although theoretically possible, you can create an unlimited number of these wallets within that file, which can be accessed from any computer, anywhere. Because no one will be able to track you, you can travel the world killing millions of Bitcoins without anyone ever knowing, which is one of the most significant advantages of Bitcoin. However, there are some drawbacks to Bitcoin. If you do not have a password on your wallet, for example, that a hacker could access your wallet and steal your Bitcoins. Nobody knows how much money you have in Bitcoin, though, and no one has the ability to freeze your Bitcoin account if you do not tell them. Given the fact that you will be managing your money rather than the bank, if anything goes wrong, eventually if you mistakenly send Bitcoins to the incorrect recipient, you will have no one to turn to for help. If you believe someone has stolen your password, you may call your bank to have your account blocked. However, you will be in command of your funds rather than the financial institution. It is the same way that banks work with cryptocurrency. All you have to do is sign up and you will automatically be designated an address and a cryptographic signature that is made up of 12 words. You can then use that address to send and receive Bitcoin instantly. You can also download the wallet app to your phone and begin sending and receiving money right away. Because of a few easy clicks, you will not be required to download any games. In the first case, Todd was required to download the entire Bitcoin blockchain. In the second case, the only wallet belongs to that company and you're only given access to it, just like banks. However, there is a catch. Everything that is easy always comes with a catch. In order to keep your money in a bank, you don't actually own the bank. Rather, the bank merely opens an account for both of you and grants you access to that consideration. This means that the bank might also theoretically block you, freeze, or even steal your money. However, because banks are tightly controlled, at least in comparison to online crypto wallets, It is very improbable that any major bank would do something like that unless you're trying to plan or do some shady business and keeping in your money in a bank. This implies that there is no secure method to keep your Bitcoin, which is likely to be the case throughout the race. What if I told you that Bitcoin lectures come in the shape of a USB drive? They're called hardware wallets, and they seem to be the future of cryptocurrency. If you don't want to go through the hassle of downloading the complete Bitcoin blockchain or storing your Bitcoins in unsecure online wallets, you may use one of these ledgers that already contains the Bitcoin blockchain. Following activation, the ledger will generate a private key consisting of 12 random words, which you must then enter into a PIN code generator. The only way to send large amount of money is by connecting the ledger to another device such as computer, which may result you being taken to court. You are the only one who has access to the private key, in contrast to online wallets. The Lecture hardware wallet is the most well-known hardware wallet. Because the link I've included in the description is an affiliate link, it means that if you click on it, you will get a little commission. If you'd like to help us continue to develop similar films, you may click on the link in the description to access Lecture. When your Bitcoins are safely stored, it's time to learn how to purchase Bitcoin. Because Bitcoins are traded like stocks, you'll need a broker who can assist you in finding someone who's willing to exchange Bitcoins for a specific amount of US dollars, such as Coinbase or Gemini. There are a lot of brokers out there, but these are the most reputable ones I know of. I included an affiliate link for those who want to support me. Attention should be paid to the fees since depending on the form of payment you choose to use to purchase Bitcoins, cost may range from a little percentage to a substantial amount. You don't want to wind up spending a lot in fees, so pay close attention to the fees. However, the issue is if you should use online wallets or hardware wallets, which is what it is, both husband wallets, on which is better alternative to consider. If you want to purchase a large number of Bitcoins and store them for an extended period of time, online wallets are much more convenient for day-to-day transactions. While the online wallet is fine if you're just getting started and want to mess around, if you're serious about investing in cryptocurrencies, it's much safer to spend $100 and get the ledger, which will ensure that your Bitcoins are safe. However, remember that if you lose track of your private key, you will lose all of your coins forever. There are going to be a lot of crypto enthusiasts who are going to dislike this video because I have missed a lot of things and shed some light on some of the disadvantages of cryptos. But my job is to make sure that I present to you both the positive and negative sides of cryptos, and I let you decide what you want to do. But for God's sake, don't believe this commerce. But if you decide to invest in Bitcoin, keep in mind that it is a risky investment, which means that if it succeeds, you will be generously rewarded. But if it fails, you could lose your entire investment. It is impossible to cover everything in an 8-minute video, but I hope this video answered your major questions about how to buy Bitcoins, where to store your Bitcoins, and how safe these wallets are in general. Thank you for taking the time to watch, and until next time, peace.